Good day everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cailyn and this is Foundation First. Today I'm going to be talking about one main thing that I have seen that comes up very often when teaching reading and writing to young children. Very often in a preschool, you will see teachers struggling to hold a boundary at when reading instruction comes into play. Very often when children struggle to read and write in grades above, they then put pressure on the teachers below them to do the reading and writing instruction. When children are struggling, the solution is not to then encourage teachers of younger grades to then teach that instruction earlier, but it is to understand where the teachers are not teaching, where the teachers are going wrong, to then tackle those skills that the children need to learn how to read. What are the children struggling with the older age groups, and is there space to then put an age-appropriate or developmentally appropriate version into that age group? The problem with teaching things earlier and earlier without understanding or taking into consideration a child's developmental milestones at that time is that children will then build splinter skills. This means that the children will miss very important skills and then go to other skills and then not have that foundation to be able to truly understand and comprehend the information that has been taught. When in a school, especially in a preschool, you get a lot of pressure from older ages and from parents coming into the school and saying that their child needs to learn how to read, while not truly understanding the developmental milestones of that age. Parents, it is not a preschool's job to teach your child how to read, but it is their job to provide them with the skills, the pre-literary skills, pre-reading and pre-writing skills, to get them to a point where they can hold a pencil or they can read and distinguish between the sounds and the letters of written language. If you force reading too early on young children, they will miss very important stages in their reading development. They're trying to read and they've missed many of the milestones beforehand and get to a point where they're now reading strugglers and not reading successes. It is very understood why parents and teachers do worry about children learning how to read and write. It is a very vital skill that we need to learn to be able to succeed and thrive in our society. However, it is not something that you push on young children to teach them how to read and write. A few years ago, there were videos going around with the parents showing their children letters and asking them to find a letter A, letter B, etc. And this amazing wow, ooh, gushing moment of how intelligent these children are, when actually if you can tell a child that this is a pen and this is a ball, then you can tell a child that this is an A and this is a D. Those skills that you have taught them mean absolutely nothing. That's why it is important to understand the developmental process of young children and understand why children learn in a certain way. To skip and rush children into learning things earlier and earlier is not going to solve the reading problem. In fact, it could even make your child struggle with reading more than they ever would have before. If you want to empower your children and make them strong readers and strong writers, then encourage them. You need to get them to a point where they are motivated to read and write, that you model reading and writing. You read to your children. Ask your child's teacher and ask your child's school for the curriculum and teaching reading and writing program. I have other videos that talk about what we need to read and different approaches to reading and writing and their pros and cons. I would suggest that you watch those and then talk to your child's school and challenge them on why they use certain things. And let me just mention this, when I encourage you to challenge, I don't mean argue or fight, I mean ask them the questions. They need to have a decent and strong backup as to why they're using something specific and not just because it's there. Once you pressure schools into doing things earlier and earlier, then that is hindering the child's development and not encouraging it. Schools and teachers, I would encourage you to really be firm and really be strong in holding back. However, if you do hold back, make sure that you are truly building a child's foundation that is strong and enabling them to get to a point where they are 5, 6, 7 years old, where they can really learn how to read and write. Remember to fight for a child's childhood, encourage them to learn in a logical and meaningful way while developing them as whole children. So that's it from me today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Thank you so much. Don't forget, Please subscribe to see what's coming next, and I'll see you in my next one.